Hey everyone, we have Coach Forbes with us. We'll start with an opening statement and go to questions.
What is that on the screen? I can't. I know, but what is this on the screen? I can't see what's going on. Okay. I thought that it was a great college basketball game. I think Notre Dame has a really, really good team. Coach Bray does, as you all know, does an unbelievable job. They're really, really good on offense. Blake Wesley, if it wasn't for Bancaro, he'd probably be the freshman of the year in our league, and he showed us why today. He was awesome. They banged us for 9 threes in the first half, and we turned it over 9 times. But the key was we weathered the storm, and we're only down 6 at half. We made some adjustments at halftime on the zone offense and how we were defending. We went away from any sets or very few ball screens to just motion. And at the beginning of the second half, the ball moved. It zinged around like you guys are used to seeing us do. Thought Davian made 2 big threes in the corner to get us going, and we started to defend better. We switched 1 through 4 on the ball screens. We were more aggressive up the floor, denying the wings. We were 9 for 27 from 2 in the first half. We're one of the top 2 or 3 2-point field goal percentage teams in the country. Second half, we were 14 for 26. And we also had 16 offensive rebounds. And so I think those things really helped us win a great college basketball game. Guys, we were 1 rebound away from having 3 guys with the double-double. And so I think that goes to show you how hard our kids played. I'll open it up for questions.
Steve, on the final possession, why the decision not to foul, and what was your reaction to the look that they got?
You mean when we were up 4 or 5?
Up 3 when they were taking it up at 77-74.
It was too early to do that. I wasn't even thinking about that, to be honest with you. So if I do that, that'll be a lot later in the game than that. And I don't even remember how much time there was. But I guess in my mind, there wasn't enough time to foul up 3.
Steve, it seems like you had probably your biggest lineup I've seen this season out on the court during that run. How impactful was that lineup in affecting what Notre Dame wanted to do offensively?
Well, I think size is a factor, length, trying to keep them body on body in front of them. I thought we did a good job of that, and we got most of the rebounds. 43 to 27 probably is one of the biggest reasons why we won the game. The other thing, though, too, is, they missed a couple open shots, too, now. I mean, they moved it. One thing about switching is that they could get across the midline a little bit more, and they, make the extra pass, 1 down, kind of got us in the blender once in a while. They made some, they missed some. And maybe some of that's fatigue, too. They don't play a lot of guys. And so, but the size it's really been good for us all year long, Les. When you can play Jake at the 3, Alondas at the 1, and Damari or Isaiah at the 2, and then Dream and Dallas together, that's a pretty good lineup, big lineup.
And with that big lineup, you also really pounded the ball inside in the paint. How important was that decision to just take it to their guys inside?
I think it's how we won the game. I think what happens when you play teams that play zone, you fall in love with the 3. And I was imploring them in the first half to get downhill on the ball screen, but we weren't doing it. So we had to get away from that. Because when we set the ball screen against the zone, it's not to come off of it and shoot. It's come off of it to get downhill on the other guard. Either he guards you and you kick it, or he don't and you drive it all the way to the rim, not settling for that 12, 10-foot shot. Second half, we spread it. We moved it. We went and we got isolated one-on-one in the post. And Dream, I thought, did a great job of scoring in there. Dallas, man, Jake, a lot of different guys just going down in there. And we had great spacing, which caused it was hard for them to help. And then the best play of the game was the out of bounds play. And this is something that, guys, you can't hear me in the huddle, thank God, that I'm always imploring them to care about each other and trust each other. And I mean, what a great play to have the leading scorer in the ACC when it's game time, throw it out to Isaiah Musius, knowing and trusting him that he's going to make it 3, and he made it 3. That's team, man. That's being a team.
Steve, given you're coming off of 2 losses, I know that doesn't play a bearing once you tip off today, but how proud are you of the team for making the plays down the stretch that won the game?
I think it's a testament to their will. Connor, we played the top 3 teams. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did we not just play the top 3 teams in the league in a row? Okay. We lost by 4, 2, and we won. Okay. Small margin of error in any of those games. Thought we had way better energy today. Our crowd was unbelievable. Okay. And I told our team again, it's your job to get them going, but once you get them going, they're not going to stop. And I think they helped us a lot down the stretch. But, oh, man, I'm extremely proud of my team for, making the plays down the stretch, to win the game. Even when we had a deflating 3, Zay makes a big 3, right? We come down and we come off the corner. We shouldn't have done that, made a 3, but we came right back. We didn't hang our head. And we got a good basketball team. They're good guys, and they believe in each other.
Coach, another question about the shift from the ball screen at the top of the zone to the motion you said. Were you happy that a lot of those possessions ended in the post? Like, was that a goal? And then also, Laravia only took 2 shots in the second half. Was there not really an effort made to give him some of the post touches instead of C at any point?
He can't throw it to himself and catch it and score, Christian. He's got to do one or the other, and that's the dilemma that we get into is where is he most effective? And it's a great analogy, but we needed him to be a facilitator, and then he got some baskets in there. He got fouled. He made 2 baskets, but he probably went to the line. I don't know what he went. He went 10 for 11 from the line, fellas. So he might have only made a couple baskets, but I don't know how many times he went to the line in the second half. But he's got size, and he's a great passer from the perimeter. And so we had to use him in that manner a lot, but we also went to him too, and he's just a really good player. I mean, went 15 out of 16 from the line too. And that's a pretty big stat. But I thought it was a lot better to spread it, move it, exchange, and play off the post or play off the drive. And I think it proved out. We scored 44 points in the second half.
Steve, you're now 8-4 in games decided by single digits. When did you know this year you had a group that you could trust when the game is close in the final minutes?
Well, that goes back to our non-conference schedule. I think we learned a lot in some of those games, Josh. I think if I remember back, the first game was Oregon State, went to overtime. We were not good trying to win it in regulation. We learned from it, came back, had a great overtime win at home against Northwestern, where they believed in themselves, and Jake made a great play. They went right to Charlotte, won another last-second shot. I think it really comes down to just really the team believing in everybody on the court and knowing that they all can make a play at any time. And so that's something that I think evolves through the season. Just like at Duke on Tuesday night, they came back from 19 down because they got that fight in them. And so I think it's just to answer your question, I think it's just an evolution of a season. And this is why sometimes we get so caught up in the non-conference. Teams get better, man, as the season goes along. And I think this team's getting better, and we haven't peaked. And I think there's a lot of teams that are like that. And so I'm ecstatic that we can find a way to win that game today against a really good team.
Does anyone have any more questions for Coach? All right. Thanks, Coach, so much.
Thanks. All right.
You're welcome. All right. We have Jake Laravia with us, and we'll open the floor to questions.
Jake, just what was that moment like late in the game? The crowd kind of chanting the "Hey, hey, hey, goodbye," and you guys kind of soaking in the fact that you grabbed this big win over Notre Dame.
I mean, that was really awesome. Like I think that was easily one of the best crowds we've had here this year. They were super loud. They really came and gave it this game. It was a great atmosphere. They really showed out for us today.
Has it been cool to follow that during the year, seeing what the crowds were at the beginning of the season, but the way you guys have performed, the more and more congested those stands are?
Nah, definitely. Like it's super cool to see. Like we're bringing more and more fans every game. Like they just want to come out and see us because, I think we're pretty entertaining. We kind of do it every night, and the crowd just keeps coming. They keep giving us a great atmosphere.
What would it mean to you to play in the NCAA tournament this year?
I think it would be super dope. I'm in my third year of college and I haven't been there yet. So just being able to experience that, I know we got a couple dudes on this team that have been there. They kind of talk about it every once in a while. It's like a once in a while experience, So, and I think we're fully capable of doing it. We just got to lock in these, finish out this season and get ready to go.
And to follow up on one more thing, you said guys talk about it. When they talk about it, what are they saying?
I mean, they just say how like I said, it's a once in a lifetime type thing. Like you're in college for 4 years, you might be able to go once, you might not go at all. So like you got to enjoy it while you have. And I think this team is capable of doing something amazing this year. So,
Jake, I saw you had a word with Blake Wesley after the game. You and Alondas both went up to him. What did you think about his performance today, and what did you say to him?
super good player. I haven't been able to watch him play in person. I knew of him when I was still in Indiana in high school and stuff. And he was up and coming. So we kind of had that like Indiana connection. So I just said a few words to him after the game. Like he's just a very, very talented young player.
And my other question is, just late in the game when Alondas just gets the ball, whether it's in the post, whether he's in the ball screen, whatever it is, the shots that he's able to make and just will himself to the basket and finish it. How impressed are you? Like, are you ever surprised by him, or at this point does nothing really surprise you?
I mean, I think it's just dope for him to be able to, consistently do it every game. He's such a mismatch to a lot of guards because he's so much bigger than them. And, he takes advantage of that. And I think he was just able to do that tonight. And he kind of just took over.
Jake, speaking of mismatches, what kind of advantage do you guys have when you roll out the lineup with like Alondas is basically the shortest guy on the court, and then it's you, and at Duke it was Damari out there. Tonight it was Isaiah, and then Hadim and Dallas in the game at the same time. What does that lineup do for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we call that our big man lineup because it's our best defensive lineup, and that lineup, we get to play with each other a lot, and it's easy to play because we're all. I mean, we can still switch 1 through 4. Like it really doesn't matter. It's a very good lineup to play because it is a mismatch to a lot of teams.
Jake, does the mismatch come not just from the size, but also because like you all can move your feet and play position defense as well, right?
Right. Yeah. So like when we have our big man lineup in, we can switch 1 through 5 even because Dallas gets out there, he plays defense. Dream plays defense. And then we got the 3, like Mise and Man. We all can switch. And it just makes it super easy for us on defense. And then obviously on offense, it's great to have that lineup in.
You guys have played a lot of close games. Who's the calming presence on the floor when games get really tight?
Like offensively, or like what do you mean?
Offensively, you guys need a big basket. Who's kind of setting the tone?
I mean, man, like if it's late in the game, we usually just either give him the ball or we'll run a play for him, and we just tell him to go make a play, go get a bucket. Or, I mean, knowing him, like you got to expect a pass at any time. So if he drives it, you got to be ready to shoot it because he might just fling it out there to you. So I think when Man has the ball in his hands, everyone's like, all right, like let's just get back on defense because he's about to go score.
Do we have any more questions for Jake? All right, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.